Guys, welcome back. This is Manchu here, and you're watching Lucky for Tech. And here I'm to talk about some of uh, the great phones which have done really well in 2018 so far, and what are the upcoming uh, remaining phones. Picture abhi baki hai mere dost kind of phones, uh, which will be soon launched in India. So let's talk about, let's start with the first. I believe in this year, my first phone that I purchased was S9 Plus. And that was a fabulous phone, of course, with a gimmick of 960 frame per second, for 2 seconds, and it's auto detect kind of stuff, which I thought was good at that point of time. And in the beginning of 2018, we were moving towards the infinity display, which means the bezel-less kind of stuff. Though in past, a lot of brands have implemented these things, but they had not achieved what has been achieved this year till today. I think today even the budget phones are coming with 18 by 9 by 5 ratio or 19 by 9 by 5 ratio. So, which was not there the case in the beginning of the 2018. There were few phones, but those were costly, Vivo and, so, I'll talk about after that. I mean, S9 Plus was, of course, the one of the best phone at that point of time, and I purchased it without any doubt, being a die-hard fan. After that, I've been kind of, this has been an eye-opener. Being in India is really an eye-opener for consumers because there's a huge competition. Uh, you get same thing, similar things, not the same thing exactly, but similar things uh, for the price of half what this brand is charging. Why you should go uh, for Samsung? I mean, there has to be a question, of course. When you're a die-hard fan, you don't. I mean, nobody can ask you a question, and if you're a die-hard fan of Apple, nobody can ask you a question. But what these brands are charging us? These brands are charging us for only marketing, and they spend 10 billion, 20 billion every year just to do the marketing. Why do they really need it? Do they really need it? They don't need it because they have made that channel. They can't block it. That's the problem. And they have to block it soon. Sooner is better because they don't need that kind of marketing, that kind of aggressive marketing. They don't need these kind of marketing huge teams. They have to cut down on that. And I'm very harsh in saying I know few of my colleagues and friends might lose a job if Samsung agrees to my suggestion. But it is really important to understand in 2018, being in India market, that you got to be competitive. If you're not competitive, you're going to lose the market. And this is again, I'm probably repeating this video, and previous video also I said this. You got to change the game. Samsung, yeah. And after that, I will talk about the big phone. I guess in month of May, around month of May, we had launch of Realme 5 Pro, which was not available for almost 5 months. In millions and millions of the sets have been sold online on Flipkart through flash sale, which was flashed and gone. It was like a flicker. I would say flash, not flash sale. It will be like flicker sale. Should be, yeah. Flipkart, if you're listening, you change the name. Flicker sale. Just flicker and gone. Everything is gone. If you have made the payment in that microsecond or 1 second, you'll get. If you've not, sorry guys, out of stock. So yeah, but finally towards the end of the year, this is available easily, and in the beginning, probably they were really aggressive with the pricing. They launched it for 14,000 rupees. So it was not the flagship, but in I think 2018, it is the best seller, being in a budget range. And then performance-wise, it came with the Snapdragon 636, which was a good chip indeed, and it has been giving good result at that point in time. After that, of course, 660 and 710 is supposed to come soon. Let's see if any of the phones get launched this year in India with 710. After that, I would say in month of July, June and July and August were the real eye opener for new brands coming in, and they are doing so well. They were of course backed up by the big brands. So I'm talking about Asus Zenfone 5Z, Honor 10, which came for price of premium budget range, what is called between 30 to 40,000 rupees, but they were flagship. Of course, yeah, they did lack was this IP68 certification rating, but in terms of performance, they were really great. I mean, Honor 10 came with a really nice color, especially the blue one. Phantom blue was awesome looking for, and that had the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner implementation front side on the bezel, on the small bezel, which was really good. I mean, ultrasonic is much better than the in-display fingerprint scanner that you're seeing right now, which is optical, which just captures the images. Ultrasonic is much better because it actually uh, send the rays, and with what it returns back, based on that a matrix is made, and uh, uh, unlock mechanism is done. So ultrasonic is much costlier implementation, but it was coming for cheaper price. I remember my S9 Plus used to unlock the face unlock. Used to be it used to take a second or so. Yeah, I mean IR scanner and Intelli scanner, iris scan plus face unlock to make it more secure. It was taking one second, but Asus Zenfone, uh, Honor 10, these phones were so good in 30,000 rupees bracket that there was no competition there. Yeah, of course, OnePlus 6 came around the same time and it was competitor. I wouldn't debate on that. There is no doubt about it. This OnePlus 6 was one of the best phone of this year with Snapdragon 845. All of these three phones had 845 chipset and 6 gig and above versions. Uh, there were variants varying from 64 gig storage to storage of 256, available in different prices. So probably where this Honor and SS phone ends, that's where OnePlus 60 was starting. Yeah, around 35,000 started. Whether I mean on the other side, Honor 8 and Honor 10 and SS Zenfone 5G were like the 256 variants were coming for that price. So that's the story till now, till May, June, July. That's in the July, there was a new player which came, new brand, which was backed up by the existing brand, which used to be very costly. Yeah, I mean, we used to say Vivo, and I mean, there are a lot of people who used to say, "Badhiya selfie." Uh, so that's where Realme came, and Realme was a real eye opener for the market. And I mean, this is at this point of time in last 4 months of time, or fifth month of time after they have launched their first phone. Till now, they have launched their. Their fourth phone is going to be launched in this week itself. I believe on 28th next week. And they have captured my market like anything. They came up with the P60. The breakthrough was the underrated MediaTek processor. They came up with a really cheap but performance-oriented processor, P60, excellent Helio processor, much better than P20 or P22, which were the predecessor, and that actually had given boost to the competition. So I would say that MediaTek also has played a role in bringing the cheaper but performance-oriented chipset as compared to Snapdragon. But nevertheless, if organization or if a company can provide you Snapdragon 845 for 30,000 rupees, so why can't the other brands? Anyways, let's move ahead. Realme 1 was lacking with just one thing, which was fingerprint. Their face unlock was not that great, and that it was not secure. Even with the closed eye, it used to open, but then they got it, the software update, and they got things fixed. But still, it is not as safe as Apple's Face ID, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's the most safe thing on the earth, probably, in terms of the face recognition. As far as, I mean, I don't want to compare it with the fingerprint scanner or any other iris scanner, etc. But yeah, with the Face ID, I think Face ID is the safest thing. Now then, I guess after that, the market has been, rumbling, and it's been really chaos. So many phones were launched in last month, October. I've done the unboxing of a lot of phones on this, and I've probably made 30 videos in last 2 months after I launched this channel, your channel, Lucky for Tech. So then I guess the biggest player, and of course Apple, came up with their 7 nanometer chipset in the Apple XS Max and XR. So the cheapest version, XR, you want to know more about this, here's the link I'm giving you. You can go and watch about detail. I don't want to talk too much about Apple because they are very costly. I mean, really take guts, guys. Excuse me. So after this, Apple Note 9 was launched, and Note 9 is, of course, one of the, I would say, one of the best device this year, I would say, in terms of the overall performance as well as looks, and as well as day-to-day, utilization of the phone. I mean, if you're a creative person, this is the way to go. I have bought all notes. Before S9 Plus, I have bought Note 8, but Note 9 I have not bought so far. The reason being probably the month of July and till October, it had been eye-opener, and I didn't go for so expensive phone after that. And probably right now, as you guys know, LG has actually launched a really great phone around the same time, though it was launched in month of February all around the world. G7 Plus, thank you. But in India, they were really late, so they have to think about, so LG has to think about their strategy. Though the pricing they have got really right, and that's why they have sold a lot of phones, and they are still 6th highest, selling brand in India. So what had retained that positions is the right pricing. The Q series was pretty good, rightly priced, and this G7 Thank You was really rightly priced at 40,000 rupees to give the real, bang on, right? I mean, a competition to OnePlus 60 or OnePlus 6 with this phone. Yeah, definitely. I mean, of course, it's not that great. It's because of the software that LG has. LG's skin is very heavy and it's very cartoonish. I know people don't like it, but so that's the area where LG has to focus. Now let's come. So we have talked about all of the. I mean, this was really. We talked about the other phones. In 30,000 range. They were not real flagship. Like they were lacking one or other thing, like Honor 10 and Asus Zenfone 5G, though they were coming with the latest and greatest chipset, but they were not giving the IP68 resistance, and few of them were not giving the face unlock and etc. and whatnot. So, but this LG G7 Plus was the complete phone, which had all the features, including face unlock, and yeah, face unlock was not that fast. And it's not that fast even after they have not yet rolled out the Android 8.1. It's still on 8.0. So yeah, that's where LG has to think. But let's Go on the other phones which have come this year, and I guess uh, OnePlus 60 is the next one I would like to name, which is again a flagship. The only two things which I probably didn't like, or you can say, I mean, it is the drawback, or I mean, it would be for somebody, some people, it will be a drawback. Some people, they won't care. One is 3.5 mm jack is gone. I think it's not right time to eliminate the 3.5 mm jack. Probably in 2 years from now, yes, you would be able to, because then even today in India, 90% of people use 3.5 mm jack for listening and calling. A lot of people, and if you are giving this Type C, then you got to give them free headset in the box. If you're not giving that, and or if you're giving it only for the promotional period, it's not fair. So that's where probably OnePlus 60 and OnePlus brand needs to think. But yeah, this was I think so far the best phone. But again, what it lacks is doesn't have the IP68 rating. But yes, it is water resistant, splash proof, paint proof. But you can't, I mean, there's no certification that it has got. Though the build quality is really good, and we have seen a lot of tests when it shows the performance. It is really waterproof, and no, not waterproof. I'll say water resistant. It is. All right. So after OnePlus 60, what next? Samsung A9. I want to name. I don't think so. It makes to this category. So A9 is not making to it category, and probably the launch is on in the next week, 28th. You can get right now. You can pre-order this phone, but this does not belong to this category. What I'm talking about, the bestseller. Let me know in the comment if I missed something from this year in which you probably liked too much, and or was best selling but I missed in the list. Uh, Now let's talk about what next is coming. I really wish that Honor pushes their Magic 2 in India by end of November or maybe first week of December. And I hope Xiaomi also does the right thing and give India what it deserves. MI Mix 3. They launch it here for a good price, good pricing. But right now, what Xiaomi has been doing, they have been increasing price because of the dollar rate. Yeah, it's challenging. We know, we understand, but still, you got to be competitive. Of course, you got to make money. You have to see which corners you need to cut, with the marketing or the consumer pocket. You got to decide that. All right. So what else? So I said I named two of the phones, and then third phone I would say what I'm waiting for is of course here's a video for that phone. It's a best phone I guess for this year, which is a complete phone I would say in 2018, which is Honor Huawei P20 Mate. The Huawei P20 Mate Pro and X and their siblings, all of these phones have got a triple camera setup. That's like a camera, which is a really great camera, and it has got the best battery in the flagship, as well as the best charger, the fastest charger, 40-watt charger with it. And I wish they launch it soon. On Amazon India, I can see it's Amazon exclusive, but yet I can't see which date it will be launched. What else I'm looking forward this year? Yeah, I'm looking forward again for the Realme brand to launch their fourth phone, Realme U1. Probably I'll be unboxing here. That, and if Honor Magic comes in India, then probably I'll be unboxing that as well. MI Mix 3, yes, I'll be unboxing here if it gets launched in India this year. And as well as what I'm looking for, yeah, of course, Honor P20 Mate, Honor Mate 20, whatever, all the siblings, whatever comes. Yeah, of course. And then what I missed is, and which I deliberately missed, because I want to talk about this particular phone. The third biggest brand, Google, makes their phone Pixel. Those are the phones which I don't know. I don't like. They're not beautiful phones. First of all, any Pixel phone you see, they're not beautiful phones. They are the phones for rough users. I I might be harsh for Google. I'm sorry, Google, but and the pricing, yeah. I mean, in India, their pricing have been above par. I mean, above par rather. I would say really bad. I mean, it's really been on higher side. Like, I mean, Samsung has been better than Pixel in terms of the pricing and the offerings and overall value for money. If you see, Pixel though does not have Pixel XL, Pixel XL3 or Pixel 3 XL, whatever you call it. Probably that's the best phone of this year as far as the photography goes in the mobile. I mean, in the mobile, there's no camera which can beat this camera. Probably yes, Mate 20 Huawei can give a big fight to Pixel, but I still feel that the night sight, hats off to Google. The kind of processing they have built. I don't know why other companies can't implement the similar things. And the reason is simple. That's why they are Google, and that's why other brands are other brands. So that was the phone probably I wanted to talk at the last. So these are the phones probably I'm looking forward, and let me know in the comment if I have missed something that you want to be covered, and or you feel that this is also bestseller of this year or best and greatest phone of this year. Uh, and let me know if you like the content.